Hey y'all, let's talk Mortal Kombat for a minute. So I have the benefit and good fortune of being able to review video games and get some exposure to the video game industry thanks to Nintendo World Report. They're a great not-for-profit outfit that does really good work with a shoestring budget and mostly volunteers. Very proud to work there. But Mortal Kombat came out with their Legacy Collection with a K this past week, and I've had the good fortune of reviewing that. Some thoughts came to mind. Several years back, I went to an event called Summer Game Fest, which, for those that are uninitiated, it's sort of the offshoot from the Electronic Entertainment Expo that used to be the big marquee presentation for new announcements and such. Jeff Keighley, who runs the Game Awards, sort of developed this thing, and it was mostly independent games, but there were a few big developers. One was, what are they called, NetherRealms? I forget. But the current makers of Mortal Kombat had a demo for MK1, which was the latest Mortal Kombat. Played great, very smooth, very fluid, still retained that kind of heaviness compared to a Street Fighter. And it was brutal, but not disturbing, if that makes sense. I remember the first time I saw, I think it was Mortal Kombat 10 or something, the first time they started showing the cracked ribs in certain punches, or how your insides would be broken up by certain attacks and things. And I remember thinking, oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's kind of gross. I don't really want to see that. Maybe I've just become numb to it because I was kind of nonplussed by what I saw there. Yeah, sure, broken limbs are bad and all, and yeah, some cool fatalities, but it felt a little too... Is cartoonish the right word? I don't know. There's something about it. Maybe it's because they're now fully rendered video game characters, or because everything is so fluid that it missed some of that disturbing nature of the originals, and I felt like something missing. But this collection, the side stuff aside, the special forces, which I played about 5 minutes and realized I'm gonna not enjoy myself reviewing that piece of garbage. The old Game Boy and Game Boy Advance release is such a cool addition to it. This collection is great if you're anybody who likes pre-PlayStation 2 Mortal Kombat games. You're not going to be disappointed. But what struck me, going back to the original Mortal Kombat arcade, that might be the most disturbing out of all the Mortal Kombat games. Let me tell you why. Back in the day, for those who aren't initiated, Mortal Kombat, its uniqueness was the violence. But beyond the violence, it was the way that they envisioned the character. So all the games, Street Fighter, animated 2D, and this is 2D too, but they did motion capture for all these characters. So when you see Liu Kang doing his flying kick, somebody actually jumped and kicked to make that motion. Same for Scorpion and his come here, Sub-Zero and his freezing. If you're a fan of nut punches, Johnny Cage is there for you. But it all really, it was used with real people using motion capture at the time. And if you look back at it, it's unsettling. There's sort of a jitteriness, a stitchiness to the kind of motion that they make, because it's very start and stop with the motion. It's not fluid and very stylistic in that way. And that adds a bit of discomfort to things. Secondly, while it's motion capture, it's unclear, it's muted, stuff is kind of fuzzy looking. And so there's that kind of realness but unrealness in all that gives everything kind of a uncomfortable feeling too. Like it's almost dreamlike, right? Your worst nightmare, you're sitting in the dungeon with the Kano and he's trying to tear you to shreds, or Shang Tsung is changing into all your favorite friends and destroying you that way. And then even the voices, you know, the fight, forget Toasty, but there's a sort of tinniness in spite of a deep sound. I guess what I'm saying is that the imperfections and the limitations of the time, you know, beyond Hillary Clinton trying to stop video games entirely by holding congressional hearings over fatalities, Mortal Kombat 1, not the new, the original arcade Mortal Kombat, is the most unsettling, disturbing of all the Mortal Kombats. Full stop. But also, Sega Genesis with Mortal Kombat 1, I did beat with no problem, so it's my favorite. Anyway, if you want to, if you find this interesting, if you find it not interesting, if you find me annoying, I can't do this today. Like and subscribe to this channel. There are a lot of better takes than mine, but feel free to comment. Tell me why I'm wrong. I disagree, but that's okay. Later.